Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Build Facing Worlds Part 2. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why we took a break from this. Well, the answer's simple. I based the Honeydew base in Facing Worlds on the design of the base from the Yogscast Tekkit series, and didn't want to give you guys any spoilers for what their office might look like, or give you the wrong idea that the design was borrowed from Facing Worlds. The main office was built first, and this is just a version inspired by that version. That said, I've already told you how we're planning to build the base. So there's a few differences still. If you pay keen attention to what we're doing today, you'll hopefully be able to see exactly what we've changed, which is quite a lot. The base needs to be large enough for all the systems we're going to put in place to make this a good PvP map. So sit back and enjoy the build. Now first things first, we need a floor for our base. So I jet around, putting down some torches. And I carve out the bottom layer of the grass floor in the Honeydew base. Now I wanted the lighting in these bases to be really good. When the PvP action is happening, people are going to need to be able to see quite clearly what exactly is going on. And the only choice that left me with was lamps for the floor. So here you see me putting down a checkered red and white, because the colours of the Honeydew base will be red and white. So I'm putting down red and white lamps in a mosaic style crisscross lattice on the floor. And then feeding some redstone around to light it up and give it a bit of power, a bit of juice. Then after the final pieces of redstone had been put in place, it was time to come to the front and look at the door, the main door to the base. I made a simple triangular arch style thing with stone brick steps. And then came around to the sides of the building. Now, I wanted the building to slowly spire upwards. It wasn't going to be a straight kind of upwards climb to this office. I wanted it to have layers. And so about 6 blocks up, I added a layer of stone brick steps, and then brought the building in by 1 block to make it just gradually slope upwards. You see me here doing the same things on the support stone brick struts at the back, left and right of the base. And then what I would do is gradually climb up with the walls, and every now and again go in by another block. Now you see me there putting down ruby blocks all the way up to the sky, and I'll tell you why I've done that. We're building at the bottom of a world, and you see at the sides, this is a map that's going to be played at permanent nighttime, which means it'll look like space. With the black fog at the bottom and a black sky, it'll look like a space environment. Now when you go above a certain level in Minecraft, the fog that you see there as black becomes blue. And so what I was doing with the red ruby blocks was building upwards until I got to that level where the fog became blue, and I made sure to build everything below that level. And so here you see I've put red lamps at the corners of each level, and then slowly come up and gone inwards by 1 block again. And you can see the top of the ruby blocks there as well. That's the height limit. The Honeydew office cannot be higher than that limit, or at least players can't be able to get above that limit and be able to see the fog become blue rather than black. It'll spoil the impression of space. Now I wanted to get creative with the top of the stone brick struts, so I've used upside down stone brick steps to mix in a bit of differentiation here. And another key feature is, to mimic what you can see on the office in the main series, I needed a big flat space at the front of the office to build what will become, well, you'll see later, a big kind of logo for the Honeydew office for players attacking the base to be able to see. Perhaps not something too intimidating, but definitely something symbolic of Honeydew Inc. And so you see me here building the roof with stone brick. This is as high as we're going to go. We could have gone a couple of levels higher. I didn't want to go to the height limit just for the sake of going there. This felt like a decent size. So I built crenellation style peaks here with stone brick and stone brick steps. And then I came up the sides here with the stone brick supports at the side of the building with stone bricks that would become horns for a kind of helmet. If you look at the crenellations on this building, they do look kind of like a crown or like the top of a castle. In fact, the whole building itself looks like a castle from perhaps a chessboard. So I came up with the sides of the stone brick struts and used stone brick steps that I later replaced with wood to make spikes on a kind of Viking dwarf helmet. And perhaps that gives you an idea for what exactly we've got planned with the look and theme of this building. Added a wooden roof on the top of the building, took out that ruby block because we didn't need it anymore, and added some lights in the form of orange lamps on top of the building. And then it was time to come around to the front and build what would be our symbolic logo for the Honeydew base. Now I wanted it to be similar to the main series one, so I wanted it to be a Simon face, a Honeydew face, but I didn't want to use the one that they'd used on the main channel, so I took one directly from his skin. And there you go, the front of the Honeydew Inc. office base. Then it was time to go around the back with redstone and light that sucker up. And there you go. That's the image you'll be presented with at night when you assault the Honeydew Inc. base. Now with most of the base complete, it was time to come around the front and add a bit of decoration and some obstacles and furniture for players to dance around and use to their advantage when they're kind of tackling other players in PvP. So I built a kind of cracked stone brick path, something I'd later replace with stone slabs just to make it a little bit different. And then I started to build this bridge that would connect the two kind of prongs, just as another area for players to hide out. And you see me here adding grills of wooden fences, stone brick crenellations, and of course nether brick steps to build a kind of peaked triangular roof on the bridge itself. So no one on that bridge can really get sniped. It's kind of like a safe haven from snipers and other ranged foes. Then I went about building ruined arches out of stone brick and cracked stone brick. Again, areas where players can dash behind and take cover from muskets and crossbows. And then it was time to put in lights. Now for the lights, what I'm doing is I'm digging 3 blocks down, I'm putting a redstone torch at the bottom, a white lamp the next block up, and then the final block is a glass block. I went around the back of the base adding in those white lamps, and I filled in the areas in between with trees as well, just to give it a bit more spice, just to jazz it up a bit. Coming around the front with those glass lamps, adding a few trees near to the castle, and a few more trees on the other side of the prong. And then I came around to the side of the Honeydew Inc. base and I added these red lamps in the centre of these stone brick support struts, and there we go. So this is the image you'll see when you assault the Honeydew Inc. base, when you travel across these prongs, and when you make your move to grab the wires and secure victory for your team. You'll come over the lip across these, as you can see, stone slab paths that I replaced. Dash between cover and head into the base. I came around to the grass with bone meal and just sprinkled in some wildflowers and wild grass just to give it a bit more depth and make it feel a bit less flat. Next episode, we're going to be coming back to the other side of Facing Worlds and build a suitable opponent for the Honeydew Inc. base. I'm thinking probably Sipsco Industries as a worthy opponent. So that's been Let's Build Facing Worlds Part 2. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope it's given you some cool ideas, and I hope you're excited about the next episode, which will be coming up soon. I've been Sjin. Remember to hit like and favourite if you want to support the series. And that's all for me. Take care.